I just want to give you guys a simple and clean and quick rundown on some fats that people are eating that might really be tripping you up, and if you avoid them, could really clean up your diet like that. Hey good people, if you're enjoying these videos, remember to subscribe, remember to share, remember to hit that notification bell, and leave all of your comments and questions down below. Thank you. So some of these foods are really not debated, and some of these foods are debatable. And the ones that are debatable that I'm going to express to you today come from mostly my experience healing myself, but also working with a ton of people, over 900 people, and seeing which foods affect them negatively and which foods don't. So this list is based mostly on those two things, my own experience and the experience of the group of people that I've worked with. I'm not pulling from some research. I'm not cherry picking data from some lame article online. This is just firsthand experience. First of all, the worst fats that you could be eating, the worst possible scenario, is seed oils. Seed oils are one of the only non-debated foods really there is, from the vegans to the carnivores to the ketos to every single nutritional institution. The seed oils, canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, even things like pressed cottonseed oil absolutely destroy your gut biome, and they are very, very inflammatory. They are extremely processed food, and one of the reasons why they're so horrible is because their omega ratios are just garbage. They are filled with omega-6s, and they are isolated fats from horrible fat sources to begin with. So if you're looking to heal your body and you're eating seed oils, especially the ones I just mentioned, taking them out immediately will do you a huge, huge favor. Another fat source that a lot of people turn to, and this is one of those controversial ones, but what I've found is that this fat source just does not work for the skin disease community. Nuts and seeds and nut butters and seed butters and all of that delicious things. Now, some people can get away with a very small amount of nuts, a little bit of walnuts. Some people can do okay with macadamia nuts. Some people can do okay with a very small amount of almonds. But like I said, and like I always say, there is a huge individualization and customization that you need to adhere to when you're figuring out what foods will and won't work for you to heal your skin. Nuts in general though, there's some major issues with them. And on paper, the nutrients look pretty good. And like I said, the nuts I just mentioned can sometimes work for some people, but it's risky. And you have to keep your nuts in check. Meaning, if you are going to eat nuts, you got to have a very small amount of them. And so really, what's the point? Nuts are hyper addictive food. When you eat a couple nuts, you want a lot more nuts. And when you eat a ton of nuts and when you eat any type of nut butters, that addictive nature just calls you back to them, and your brain can't stop thinking about eating the nuts. From my experience, the nuts really wreak havoc on your digestion most of the time. And if you do a simple experiment, and if you're eating a keto diet or a carnivore style diet or a carnivore-ish style diet, and you're incorporating some plant foods and you're eating nuts, remove the nuts totally and see what your digestion looks like over the course of a week. You'll see a huge difference. You most likely will feel way better. So I personally absolutely love eggs, especially the egg yolks. They're one of my top 3 favorite sources of cholesterol and overall fat. I eat them every single day. But there's a huge difference between the eggs that I eat, really clean pastured eggs, which means the chickens are running around outside, eating bugs and eating stuff off of the ground and getting plenty of vitamin D, which produces the healthy yolk, compared to your typical store-bought eggs that are just really low quality. So if you're looking to eat eggs as a fat source, you got to be ultra careful. Make sure it's pastured eggs, and anything that's not pastured is not going to be quality enough and could actually be a really inflammatory, really crappy fat source. So be careful with your eggs. Make sure they're quality. If they're not pastured, just don't eat them. The last food I'm going to share And again, this one doesn't come from any research. This one doesn't come from any, meta-analysis of several articles put out by nutritionists or nutritional scientists, even though most of those articles are cherry-picked and funded by special interest group anyway. It's been my experience, and I've tested this over and over again because I really love the way it tastes. I like the mouthfeel. But coconut meat, especially raw coconut meat, in the vegan and plant-based world, it is touted as the best and highest quality fat source there is. And I will admit, MCT oil and coconut oil seem to be really, really awesome for the surface of the skin, pretty good to cook with and pretty good to eat overall. But the raw coconut meat, or eating large amounts of coconut meat in general, can really, really jack you up. The fiber that's in it is extremely hard to digest and assimilate. And I've tested this with a ton of people. I've tested this with myself. But again, this is one of those gray area foods. But if you're having issues with your self-healing, with your digestion, and you're eating coconut meat on a regular basis, you may want to take it out and avoid it completely and see if there's any sort of a difference that you can notice, especially with your biomarkers. Now, you may be wondering, okay, you told us some fats to avoid. Now, why don't you give us some really good, healthy fats that you enjoy or that work the best? And I'll be putting out a video very soon, giving you guys my top fat choices. And I have found some absolutely amazing fats to eat that have totally brought my health, my gut biome, my overall health to a whole nother level. And I can't wait to share those with you guys. You're gonna have to stay tuned for that though. I'm gonna end the video there. Leave all of your comments and questions down below, and keep in mind that when you are healing yourself, there is a huge amount of individualization for figuring out your diet. Figuring out your diet to heal your gut biome and addressing the immune inflammatory response on a daily basis are the two keys to healing your skin. What I eat generally may not work for you. It might work perfectly for you, but you have to figure out the customized diet that will work for you. For those of you who are confused, I do have a book, the 3 Phases Workbook. It will help you guide yourself to figuring out what diet will work best for you. You can pick that up at holistichealthactivation.com. There will be a new edition coming out May 1st, so mark it on your calendar. It's gonna be an updated version, and it's gonna be a lot more streamlined and right to the point. I think it's easier to follow and just a little bit better. But the old one that's out right now has helped a ton of people, and it works really, really well. For those of you guys looking to get a hold of me to become one of my skin health clients, there's a link in the description box. There's also a link in the description box for a free consultation. There's also a link in the description box for my Instagram channel, which is Rob Stuart. In real life, I'm just Rob Stuart. And last but not least, there's only one probiotic out there that was designed for skin health and that actually delivers results. And I have a link for that down below as well. It's called Eczema. I take it every day. A lot of my clients take it every day too, and it's really, really giving awesome results. If you want to try it out, I suggest you do. It's bomb. Leave all your comments and questions down below, my friends. Remember to subscribe and share. I will be back with many more videos really soon. Peace.